And so I think, if you talk about E3 being the end-all and be-all of gaming, I don't think it's that. But I'm not sure that's what it's intended to be, or that's all that it's cracked up to be. I think instead E3 is meant to be something a little bit more central, focused, and I guess pointed in terms of being able to get certain experiences to the media, being able to get their word out about things that are going on. Secrecy is important, but not the end-all, be-all. And being able to make the announcements that the PR department says is okay in time to be able to release it and generate the right amount of buzz so that you release right in the window that will sell the most units. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about, and that is what it's about every single year, regardless. So, from my perspective, those are the ways I see that E3 is not still all it's cracked up to be, but I would say by and large that it is. E3 is still the de facto trade show for all of video gaming. Yes, companies do show up at things like PAX, but PAX is a consumer-driven, consumer-hosted, and consumer-laden conference. Yes, there is media there, but most of the time, people are there so that you can get your hands on experiences in the consumers rather than media people first and foremost. Most of the time at PAX, there's like an hour where the media get exclusive access to the show floor. After that, everyone, it's a free-for-all. Go where you want to go, see what you want to see. And in that regard and many others, PAX is still a consumer convention and not about gaming. Then, it's a consumer convention about gaming, not something like E3, which is a trade show. And E3 still does what I think it was supposed to do. It's still cracked up to, it's all it's cracked up to be, I would say. But at the same time, I could see, as many of you said this, and I agree 100%, we could easily see within the next 5 years, E3 completely lose all of its clout, as it were, in the industry. Not saying it's going to happen. In fact, it could be completely the opposite. E3 could still be the center of the gaming universe 5 years from now. I just think that as companies expand, as their pervasiveness on the internet becomes more ubiquitous, right? Then there is, you're going to start to know about the news directly from companies and directly from those media sources a heck of a lot more quickly and directly than you do from E3, where you need this event where everybody comes together so that you can actually see what's going on. Just my 2 cents. So I think, in short, yes, E3 is still all that it's cracked up to be, although I can understand completely how some of you say, you know what, it's not. It's overhyped, it's irrelevant because of the internet, and it's only moving worse in that direction. Definitely understand those trends. I just think, overwhelmingly, it still does what it's supposed to do. All right. Enough, at last, about E3, which should stand in ironic contrast to the amount of attention we just paid to it. In any case, now I want to move on to a question that I think will have you guys thinking a little bit outside the box. We've been talking about so many great deep topics lately in the Weekly Wringer, and that's great. That's what it's here for. I want an intellectual forum. I want a place where we can talk about ideas in a way where you don't have the idiocy and lunacy of comments that go on endless gaming websites by trolls and losers everywhere that have no idea what they're talking about. Here we have a community. And it's a pointed community, a directed community at answering some of the greatest questions in gaming, in technology, in all of geekdom. So, I want to ask a question this week that's a little bit more offbeat, but one I hope that many of you will enjoy nonetheless. I thought about this. I thought about how many times I'd ask a question on the Weekly Wringer, and it's been a while that I asked a question that was more or less, about a particular thing. About a particular show or a particular movie or a particular idea or technology or something like that. And I thought, I'd gotten away from that a little bit, and we went back into the general and started talking about all kinds of things, right? Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. However, I want to get back to that a little bit. And this week facilitated me with just the right opportunity. I don't know how many of you saw this, but LeVar Burton, some of you probably know him as the host of Reading Rainbow. Some of you might know LeVar Burton as Geordie LaForge. Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge, if I'm not mistaken. I think initially Lieutenant Geordi LaForge. In any case, shows what a great fan I am. And Star Trek The Next Generation and the Next Generation movies as well. The chief engineer of the Enterprise, D and E. In any case, LeVar Burton was at a press conference this week, which I thought was really cool, about the Reading Rainbow app that's being launched for iPad. And they're, because the Reading Rainbow was canceled, I think, in 2009 or something like that. Anyway, it's fairly recent. LeVar Burton has said it's been a little bit of a struggle, but in any case, they go to do this event about Reading Rainbow, and LeVar is there, and they have the original woman that sang the original theme song about butterflies in the sky, and go look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. In any case, the point is, he gets up there, and they go to show the app off, and then they have a little bit of a technical glitch. And LeVar Burton makes this comment that I thought was just awesome. He says, it's okay, folks. I'm actually not an engineer. I just play one on TV. Now, for those of you that watch the Next Generation, obviously that's worthy of a chuckle. For those of you that don't, this question is probably not going to pertain to you. If you don't know anything about Star Trek The Next Generation, then I would either get on Netflix and start watching, or I would just take a week off on the Weekly Wringer. Because the question for next week is about Star Trek The Next Generation. And it gave me the opportunity to ask you guys this. And I'm not talking about the actor, I'm talking about the character. If you could meet one character from the Next Generation series, who would it be and why? Now think about that. Any character. Hopefully you guys won't go too obscure on me. I mean, I know the series better than I probably know any of the other series, and I might have to look it up if you could give me something really obscure, but I feel like I have a good handle on the Next Generation. If you could meet any character, then tell me who you'd meet, and then tell me why. Maybe tell me something fun that you'd do with them, or what kind of activity you'd partake in. That sounds like fun to me. Okay, so that's the question for next week. Let me know. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with on this one. I love these kind of goofy questions. They make me so happy. And I love kind of exercising our geek muscles on something as worthy a topic such as this. So anyway, let me know about that for the Star Trek The Next Generation for next week. I am just, ecstatic about what we're going to come up with. I'll try to get back on the regular schedule with the Weekly Wringer. In any case, that has been the Weekly Wringer on clanofthegraywolf.com. I am the Commodore, and there is no reset button. Man, I got to work on that closing.